Hey folks, Time to Moto Man here. I'm about to do another small modification to my Tiger 900 GT Pro. Right now, it's 100 plus degrees here in Texas, and I've started to notice, even when I've got the bike up to speed, my knees get pretty warm. And that is because this opening here allows the radiator and the fan to blow that air right on your knees. Some people online, they say they don't have a problem with that, and once you get up to speed, it's not that bad. It's definitely better once you've got it up to speed, but I will say that it's kind of warm. And I notice it even more when I have my tank bag on. That air starts to come through and around. The tank bag ends about here, and the air just kind of sits here because my knees and the tank bag, they trap it in. Yeah, my balls get hot. What else do I have to say? So I'm going to put these baffles on. Little air deflectors from Free Spirits. It's a very simple part. It's just got a sticky in a single hole and a bolt for each side. The idea here is you just stick this little guy in here, and that air will be deflected away from your knees and up. I have my doubts on whether or not that's going to work or be super effective, but it's a pretty simple modification, relatively inexpensive for the discomfort factor with the heat.
I don't know what you mean by, and I have my doubts whether or not it's going to work or be super effective, but it is pretty simple modification, relatively inexpensive for the discomfort.
This is scary. Stop listening to me. Apparently Siri has a male voice now. Congratulations on your transition. Anyways, Apple Watch, thank you for that. I'm going to put everything on and let you know how it goes. Here it is, just with the sticky. I haven't drilled the hole yet. You can see, you just don't want to go too deep with that hole. You can see my finger back there. There's plenty of room here to get that nut behind the bolt. I will say, I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can see the seam on that sticky. It's not the prettiest, but if this thing does its job, I won't be too disappointed. And the adhesive, it's not the best. It doesn't appear to be 3M or something like that, but again, because it comes with a bolt, it's not going to go anywhere, that's for sure. This side is not as well lit, but I'll see if I can get another shot. Looks like the other side. So I'm going to drill those holes, tighten up the bolts, and I'm not taking it out for a test ride because it is about to rain. The first hole is drilled. Word to the wise, it should be a given, but put something else beside your finger behind the plastic when you're drilling. I know better, but hey, look what I did. I made a nice little hole in my finger. Okay, it's in. So that was really easy, but also not super easy because it is so tight in there. It's difficult to get the nut on, especially on this other side, which again is not that well lit. But there's a very small clearance between this piece of plastic and this piece of plastic. You know, it probably helps to have long skinny fingers instead of short stubby fingers. But yeah, it's pretty solid for what it is. Should be good, and they've already done their job. They pulled everything off. Look at that. I've been riding around a bit, just getting everything nice and warm. So far, it feels like these air deflectors, they actually do work a little bit. When I put my hand over to the side of it, I can feel the heat out there, but directly behind it, I'm not feeling it like I normally do. So they're definitely doing something. Hanging out at the stoplight, it's hot as usual, but my knees really don't feel as hot as they normally would. So that was a pretty successful test. They actually do work. These little deflectors deflected the heat from what I can tell. I rode around for a few hours. I didn't experience near the discomfort in the crotch region as I had before when it comes to the heat coming off the radiator. And you know, these things, they're relatively cheap if you're in Europe. I bought them for like 45 euros, roughly, you know, 50 bucks US, but shipping was almost just as much, so I ended up paying like a total of 90 bucks for these things. I bought them off of britishlegends.fr. I'll put a link down below in the description. They came pretty quickly, even though they came from overseas. I couldn't find them anywhere else, and I really didn't pay attention to the shipping. I'm happy with them. They are a little expensive, I guess, for what they are, but they seem to do the job. So if you have issues with the heat, I'd recommend them. You know, again, it could all be in my head. I don't know. But I wore my thinner pants this time. I didn't wear my thick riding pants because I really wanted to make sure that I could feel that temperature. And, you know, I put my hand down there several times while I was moving slow, while I was moving quickly. The more quickly you get, you know, obviously it's probably going to make less of a difference. But, you know, sitting at the stoplight too, I didn't really feel that discomfort on my knee, and the air was not accumulating around the crotch area. So overall, it's a simple little mod. All you have to do is drill 3 holes, one on one side, one on the other, and one in your finger, and you're good to go. I'd recommend getting them. The one thing I would say, if you're a taller sort, they may get in the way of your knees. I don't know how far, you know, tall people's knees protrude, but I'm 5'7". On a good day, if I stand up straight, they're, you know, 4 or 5 inches away from my knees, something like that. Even when I'm standing, they don't get in the way. But if you're taller, you may want to just look where your knees are placed and, you know, make a decision whether or not you think that they'll work for you. So that's it. Thanks everybody again for watching. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, do all that stupid stuff. But it really does help the channel. I appreciate those of you who are watching, and thanks a lot. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.